What's up, Bigfooters and other outdoorly enthused folks? My name is Brady, and today we'll be reviewing the new animated movie, Abominable. After discovering a Yeti on the roof of her apartment building, teenage Yi and her two friends embark on an epic quest to reunite the magical creature with his family. But to do so, they must stay one step ahead of a wealthy financier and a determined zoologist who want to capture the beast for their own gain. And right off the bat, I just want to say, I liked this movie. I took my two little brothers to see it over the weekend, and all three of us really enjoyed the movie. This is a very heartfelt and funny family movie. So going through what's good in this movie, the first thing that comes to mind are the characters. The characters in this movie are actually surprisingly good. The three lead human characters were all really good. They were well cast, the voice actors did a pretty good job, they had a pretty good chemistry throughout the movie, and you really bought that they had the relationships that they had to one another. From the trailers, it looked like some of them might get a little bit annoying, but that never happened in the movie. Each character goes through their own arc throughout the movie, even the villains. When you start with them at the beginning to where you find them at the end, they all go through their own character arcs. They're all at least a little bit different. And a lot of movies like this wouldn't really focus on giving the characters a good and well-developed arc. So it was nice to see that they focused on the characters a lot in this movie. And even the relationship between our protagonist Yi and the Yeti Everest is developed really well. Everest was adorable and awesome, and what they do with his abilities throughout the movie lead to not only some of the best visuals in the film, but also to some of the best character moments found in the movie. So it was really cool how they tied all of the characters, and even Everest and the villains, they all tied together real nicely. This film was also great on a technical aspect. The animation and the cinematography were breathtaking at moments. This was a really good looking movie. And the score in the movie was excellent. It helped immerse you into all these different locations found throughout China, and the music just dragged you into the setting that much more. The film also teaches great lessons about family and lessons about wildlife conservation even. The way that our protagonist learns how important family is through spending time with Everest, the Yeti, and spending time with her friends. It develops really well throughout the movie, and there are some pretty good lessons found here. And I thought it was cool that the character of Burnish, who was really like our lead antagonist, was very similar to the old 50s and 60s monster hunters from back in the day. Your Peter Burns, your Tom Slicks, all of those old mountain explorers from back in the day that were really the first to bring light to the evidence of the Yeti. I think a lot of the Bigfooters out there will probably connect quite a bit with Burnish's character throughout the movie, especially some of the older Bigfooters out there. However, with most of my audience out there being interested in Bigfoot and being Bigfoot researchers, if you're looking for an accurate depiction of a Yeti, this movie is not that. The Yeti in this movie is more of a magical, mythological creature than anything grounded in zoology. I've heard some people list this as a negative, but this movie is very familiar. This movie isn't doing anything groundbreaking with its story. You've seen it before. This young kid discovers a strange or magical creature, and they have to return that creature home before the government or the hunter gets their hands on it. We've seen it before. That's a very familiar sort of story. You have things like E.T., you have another Bigfoot movie, Harry and the Hendersons, and I thought this bared striking resemblances to the recent Bumblebee movie. So we've definitely seen this type of story before, but for me, honestly, that's not really a flaw for the movie. You know, if it ain't broke, you don't need to fix it, or you don't need to change it. These stories just work for me. Harry and the Hendersons is probably my favorite Bigfoot movie because of that classic formula, and I just think it works. I love those types of movies. So I have no problems with that whatsoever. I didn't mind it. Thought it was really good. So overall, it is a very heartwarming movie with great characters, a good story, and a surprising amount of laughs. So whether you're into Bigfoot or not, I would say this is definitely a great movie to take your kids to see. It's just a great little animated movie for the whole family. And if you are interested in Bigfoot, maybe it would be a good way to get your kids a little bit more interested. But really, with that said, I think that's going to about wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and as always, thanks for watching. keep squatching.